Hello, this is Laura. Today, I want to talk about something that almost everyone struggles with, but very few people truly understand: procrastination, not laziness, not lack of intelligence. Procrastination, that quiet habit of saying, I'll do it tomorrow, even when you know tomorrow has been repeating for months. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you promised yourself you would start? Start the workout. Start the project. Start learning that new skill. Start chasing that dream. And then somehow, you didn't. You found something else to do, something easier, something more comfortable. Procrastination is not about time. It is about emotion. Most people think they procrastinate because they are lazy, that is not true. Procrastination usually happens because a task feels overwhelming, uncomfortable, boring, or scary. And instead of facing that discomfort, you escape it. You check your phone. You scroll. You clean your room. You suddenly feel the urgent need to organize something that was not important 5 minutes ago. You convince yourself you will feel more motivated later. But motivation rarely comes before action. It usually comes after you start. Let's go deeper. When you look at a big goal, your brain sees effort. It sees uncertainty. It sees possible failure. And your brain is designed to avoid pain. So it pushes you towards something easier and more immediately rewarding. That is why scrolling social media feels better than working on a long-term goal. It gives instant pleasure. Procrastination is a short-term comfort strategy, but long-term, it creates stress. Have you ever noticed how procrastination feels good in the moment but heavy afterward? You avoid the task, and for a few minutes you feel relief. But later, guilt appears. Anxiety increases. Pressure builds. The task does not disappear. It grows. So how do you stop? The first step is clarity. Big goals create resistance. Instead of saying, I need to write a book, say, I will write 1 page. Instead of saying, I need to get fit, say, I will exercise for 10 minutes. Reduce the size of the task until it feels almost too small to avoid. Action reduces fear. Thinking increases fear. The second step is understanding your trigger. What emotion are you avoiding? Is it fear of failure? Fear of judgment? Perfectionism? Sometimes people procrastinate because they want everything to be perfect. If they cannot do it perfectly, they delay starting. But progress is more powerful than perfection. Let me say something important. Starting badly is better than not starting at all. You can improve something once it exists. You cannot improve something you never began. Another powerful strategy is removing distractions before they tempt you. If your phone pulls you away, put it in another room. If noise distracts you, create a quiet environment. Discipline is easier when temptation is reduced. Also, give yourself a starting ritual. Something simple that signals your brain it is time to work. It could be making tea, sitting at the same desk, playing soft instrumental music. When you repeat this ritual daily, your brain associates it with focus. There is also something called emotional resistance. Sometimes you delay tasks because they are connected to identity. For example, applying for a new job means facing possible rejection. Starting a business means risking public failure. Writing online means exposing your thoughts to criticism. Procrastination protects your ego, but it also blocks your growth. You have to decide what is more painful: temporary discomfort from action or long-term regret from inaction. Another key is forgiveness. Beating yourself up for procrastinating only makes it worse. Shame reduces motivation. Self-compassion increases it. Instead of saying, I am so lazy, say, I struggled today, but I can restart right now. You do not need a new week. You do not need a new month. You can restart in the next 5 minutes. Let's talk about momentum. Once you begin, even in a small way, something shifts. The task becomes less scary. You feel progress. And progress creates energy. The hardest part is not doing the work. The hardest part is beginning. Think about this. How many times did you avoid something for hours, only to realize that once you started, it was not as bad as you imagined? Your mind exaggerates difficulty before action. Reality is often easier than fear. Another powerful idea is identity. Instead of focusing only on tasks, focus on who you want to become. Say to yourself, I am becoming a disciplined person. When you see yourself as someone who takes action, your behavior slowly aligns with that identity. Small, consistent action changes identity, and identity changes habits. Let me speak directly to you if you are procrastinating something important right now. It might be a conversation, a project, a decision. I want you to pause after this episode and take one small step. Not the whole plan, just one step. Open the document, send the email, put on your shoes, read one page. That small action matters more than waiting for perfect motivation. Procrastination steals dreams slowly, not dramatically, just through delay. Days become weeks. Weeks become years. And one day you realize time passed while you were waiting to feel ready. You do not need to feel ready. You need to feel willing. Willing to start imperfectly. Willing to be uncomfortable. Willing to grow. Now I want you to engage with me. Write in the comments, I start now, and share one task you have been delaying but will take action on today. Make it specific. Writing it publicly increases commitment. If this episode helped you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, you are choosing action over avoidance, discipline over delay, growth over comfort.